Hello everyone, welcome back to Piedra Designs. Today what we're going to do is a little thumb press salt mill, pepper mill kit. I got this from Turner's Warehouse. According to the website, they're out of Arizona. I'm going to do a matching set. I've got some maple I'm going to use for the salt mill, and some, I'm not sure on the pronunciation, bhilwara. This is an Asian hardwood. So what I got to do first is get these drilled up and get the tubes glued into them. Hopefully before I have to go off to work today. All right, what we're gonna use to glue the tubes in is just some 5-minute epoxy. Get these tubes roughed up here. Stuff is not wanting to cooperate. It's cold out here in the shop. That stuff's gelled up pretty good. Okay, with that, gotta let that get set up, and we'll come back to that this evening when I get off of work. Okay, got this maple piece, well, I've got all 4 pieces flush trimmed up to the tubes. I did have a minor issue with the maple piece. I don't know if I didn't get enough epoxy on it, or if when I was trimming it, if I got it a little hot, that tube did break loose inside of there. So what I did was I let some thin CA glue wick down in there. We're gonna go ahead and try to turn this. If this holds up to the turning, then I won't be worried about it. But since we're doing this maple piece first, if it fails, I can get another chunk of maple and get that tube gluing in there while I turn the pepper side. So I guess we're ready to start turning. All right. I don't know if you guys can see this on the camera right there. My flush trim bit for squaring that wood up with the tube is not quite a big enough diameter to match this bushing. So I don't know if you can see that, but I'm still not square on there. So I'm going to take this off a minute and see if I can't get that trimmed up a little better where the bushings will seat fully into the piece like they're supposed to. And then the other thing that I have discovered about my lathe here, so far I'm loving everything else about this lathe, but I'm gonna have to do a little research, see how to fix this. My tailstock is not perfectly aligned with the headstock. The tailstock sits just maybe a hair less than a 1/16 of an inch lower than the headstock does. So when I'm turning, especially on this little mandrel, things aren't fully centered. And my wonderful wife had got me a pin turning book for Christmas, and in it, the author, let me see if I can find that book. Yeah, here's that book, Pin Turner's Workbook, 3rd edition by Barry Gross. And in it, he says if you'll turn down to your bushings and then release the pressure on your tailstock and rotate the piece on the mandrel, around the mandrel, by 90 degrees or so, you'll reestablish a new center on that, and then you can come back and touch up again on your bushings, and that just helps ensure that the piece is as round as it possibly can be when you're not running perfectly true. So I'm going to take this off a minute, try to trim up these ends a little bit, see if I can get those bushings to seat up, and then we'll remount it, and chances of me getting that piece back on the mandrel in the exact same spot are pretty slim, so we will touch up those ends again after that. All right, so we've got the ends of those pieces trimmed up a little better. Gonna go ahead and finish up. Then I might spin that on that mandrel one more time and just touch it up, and then we'll get to some sanding. Time to sand this one up. All right, we'll get that cleaned up with a little denatured alcohol. And just kind of go with what seems to be becoming my standard finish here when I'm not looking for a high gloss, which will just be a couple of coats of thin down shellac followed by the Axe polish and restoring paste. We'll give that a couple of minutes to cure out. I'll get another coat on it and bring you guys back when it's time to polish it with the Axe. All right, so it's so cold in the shop here, it's taken that shellac a little longer than I want to wait for it to cure out. So I'm going to take this this piece off, and we'll get the pepper side of this mounted up, and hopefully by the time we've done that, the shellac will be cured out on the maple piece, and we can finish it up while the shellac's curing on this other bhilwara piece. Time for sanding on that one. And a little clean off here with the denatured alcohol. And I'm going to get the shellac on that and get it off of the lathe here. Get the maple pieces back on. They should be cured up by now. And we'll get our polish paste put on that. Alright, there's that one. As soon as I get the second coat of the shellac on the peppermill side, on the bhilwara piece, we'll come back and get these things put together. Alright, so we got the bhilwara pieces for the peppermill all finished up. It's time to start putting this stuff together. This is my fancy press here. There is our salt and pepper thumb press operated grinders. All right, so we got those done up. Our salt and pepper thumb press operated mills. These guys measure about 6.5 inches high, about 1.25 inches diameter on the wood, and the mechanism is about 1.16 inches. Again, that was maple for the salt one and bhilwara for the pepper mill. If you liked what you saw, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, remember to subscribe to the channel, hit that little notification bell, that way you don't miss any more of our videos. Speaking of our videos, again, as we said on our last video, the Christmas video, Tessa's going to be gone for 6 weeks or so, maybe a little longer. So there won't be any videos coming from her. It'll all be from me out here in the shop. I may not be able to do some of the projects I had intended on doing just because it's so cold here in January in Colorado. Who knew? But some of those projects involve some resin, and I don't think I'm going to try to mess with those. I may. We'll see how it goes. If it's something I can get poured and take in the house where it's warmer, maybe I'll do that. Otherwise, probably the next few videos for a while here until things warm up are going to be the simpler projects, probably some more pens, some more maybe some more kitchen gadgets or other things like that. Some simple bowls and stuff like that. But anyways, thanks for watching.